Hey Choppers Shoppers! We're back in our kitchen making homemade focaccia bread.
Today we're getting a little creative and decorating our focaccia bread with fresh herbs and vegetables. Not only does this give our bread extra flavor, but it also creates little yummy pieces of artwork.
Focaccia is a flat Italian bread that's often served as an appetizer or a snack, and luckily for you, Rachel just happens to be an expert in all things bread. So I'll let her lead the way with some tips.
Focaccia is a great bread to make at home because it's easy to shape and the steps are relatively simple. The most important step is activating our yeast, which is called blooming. You'll just want to add it to warm water. We'll add our sugar source, and today we're using honey. At this stage, we'll set the bowl aside for 5 to 10 minutes and let it do its thing. Today, we're using all-purpose flour, which, as the name states, is kind of the general all-baking flour. The protein is really important when you want baked goods that have some structure to them. On a molecular level, the protein kind of creates a little bit of a net structure, which helps to trap any of the air bubbles that the yeast makes. That's what gives bread the nice airy bubbly texture.
So here we've got our yeast that's nice and fully bloomed. You'll see there's a little layer of kind of foam or froth on top, and that means it's ready to go. So we've got our flour added with our yeast and water mixture, and we're just gonna fold it about 10 to 15 times. And about halfway through the kneading process, we'll add half of our olive oil and the salt. You'll want to add the salt towards the end of the mixing process. If you add it too early, it can stop the yeast from growing. Once your dough forms into a nice, tight, and smooth little ball, you'll just add it to a clean bowl and let it rise for about an hour in a warm spot.
While our dough rises, we'll prep our toppings. It helps to think about what veggies and herbs you might like on top of a pizza, and that'll give you a good starting point. You'll cut your veggies into shapes that work best for your design.
Now that our dough has risen, we will just place it onto a greased baking sheet and spread it out into a rectangle shape. Once it's shaped, we'll just press our fingertips in and make little dimples. That will help it from over rising in the oven. And then we'll just brush it with olive oil and top it with salt.
And then for the fun part, laying out the design.
Start by placing your hearty vegetables, so bell pepper, red and green onion, tomato, and if you're using a more delicate leafy green like basil, spinach, or parsley, these toppings are more likely to burn, so we'll add them on halfway through. Once you have all your toppings placed, set it aside in a warm room for 20 minutes for its final rise, and then once it's risen, we'll pop it into a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes, and give the cookie sheet a turn, and add in our leafy herbs, so our parsley, basil, and then we'll give it a final cook for 7 to 10 more minutes. And there you have it, a delicious homemade bread that's almost too pretty to eat. We'd love to see what designs you create at home.
Tag us in your recipe photos using the hashtag #MyPriceShopper. Thanks for watching.